Okay, so we are now going to look at solving equations with unknowns on both sides. Again, we've recapped this in all the other videos, but solving means find the value of x. Okay, now these are different. It doesn't have to be x, of course, it could be a, p, y, whatever. Okay, now these are different because here we've got an x on both sides of the equals, whereas before we were just thinking about what was happening to x and reversing it. This time we've got x's on both sides of the equals. Okay, so from now on, I would like you to help you. I would always like you to put your biggest x on the left. Okay, so if this x, obviously this is bigger than this x, 7x is bigger than 5x. If this was on the other side, I'd like you to write it over to on the left hand side because that will make it easier. Okay, we then look for our smallest amount of x, which is 5x, and we get rid of that by taking it away. Now the reason we are taking it away is because at the moment on this side of the equals it is being added. So to get rid of it, I'm going to take away 5x. So if I do 5x and I take away 5x, that gets rid of that, which leaves me with just 17 on the right hand side. Okay. On the left hand side, because I've taken away 5x from the right hand side, I've got to do the same to the left. So 7x take away 5x makes 2x. Now obviously this minus 5 is still exactly the same because don't forget you cannot take x's away from numbers because this hasn't got an x on it and this has got an x on it. Okay? And now it should just be a two-step equation. So the opposite of taking away 5 is to add 5. So we get 2x equals 22, and then divide by 2, x equals 11. Okay, question 2. Very, very similar, except for this time the biggest x is on the right hand side. So it makes sense to write it the opposite way around, so we make sure our biggest x is on the left. Now all I've done to write that the opposite way around is written this here and this here. Don't forget the 10x and the 21, they have to stay together. The 6x and the minus 3, they have to stay together. Okay, so first step, biggest x on the left. Then we're going to take away our smallest amount of x. Take away our smallest amount of x. 10x take away 6x is 4x. We've not done anything to the 21. And left over here, what are we left with here? We are left with minus 3. Okay, make sure you keep the minus on there. If it was just plus 3, if it was positive 3, sorry, we would just write 3. We wouldn't write plus 3, although I suppose you could if you really wanted to. Okay, now it's just a two-step equation. So the opposite of adding 21 is to take away 21. So I'm left with 4x equals, and then minus 3 take away 21 is minus 24. I've then got to divide by 4. And so we get x equals minus 24 divided by 4 is minus 6. Okay, right, let's extend this a little bit further. Not that one, that's done. Here we go. Extending it further, we've got brackets and x's on both sides. So first step, expand the bracket. 10x minus 15 equals 9x. You've noticed I've expanded each bracket on its own, okay, just like normal. And then after that, it just becomes the ones we've just done. So make sure your biggest x is on the left. Yes, it is. Take away your smallest x. Minus 9x, to leave us with 1x. Now we won't write 1x, we write just x. We've still got the minus 15, and left on the right hand side, we've got 21. What is happening to x? It's having 15 taken away from it, so we add 15, we get x equals 36. No need to divide now because x is already on its own, x equals 36. Okay, the last one, just to help us, we're going to look at it like this. That should be a minus. Let's obviously make one that works out very nicely. Okay, here we go. So we like our biggest x to be on the left. What x's have we got? Well, we've got minus 2x and 10x. So obviously 10x is bigger than minus 2x. So we're going to write it the opposite way around, but make sure you keep it in the same order. So 10 minus 2x. Okay, now normally we take away our smallest x, but here our smallest x is already being taken away. So to reverse that takeaway, we're going to add it. So we're adding 2x to both sides. 10x plus 2x makes 12x. We've still got the minus 14, and here we're left with 10. Now it's just a two-step equation, so the opposite of taking away 14 is to add 14, and the opposite of timesing by 12 is to divide by 12. 24 divided by 12, x equals 2. That is solving equations with unknowns on both sides.